Well, you just can't keep Australia out of the contest. Ask Pakistan. They gave themselves what they would have thought would be the best chance to beat the world champions for the very first time in 17 ODI meetings. Pakistan had Australia 76 for 7 and they let that position go. They ended up conceding 221, couldn't chase the score and remain winless at this World Cup. Australia, well, they're back to doing Australia things and they're back at the top of the points table. This is how it happened. In hot, humid conditions, Pakistan's captain Fatima Sana chose to bowl first, and it seemed a strange decision, but she was convinced that spin would play a role. She was right. Sadia Iqbal was on in the 5th over. She drew Elisa Healy forward and had her caught at mid-wicket. That also seemed to be the game plan for Pakistan's left-arm spinner Nashra Sandhu, who had Elise Perry coming forward and stumped. A word here for Pakistan's wicketkeeper Sidra Nawaz. She was excellent behind the wickets and pulled off another great stumping when she did it off Diana Baig later on in the game. But it was all about Pakistan's spinners in the opening segments. They ended up taking 6 wickets for 98 runs in the 30 overs that they bowled. Australia was 76 for 7, as we mentioned, and they really should have been able to close things out at that point. However, Pakistan didn't have a 6th bowling option. They had to go back to their seamers, and things started to go very wrong. Beth Mooney scored her first century at an ODI World Cup, and what an occasion to do it in. She was on 33 of 38 balls when the collapse happened. She went on to work her way to 50 of 63 and then to 109 of 114. So that tells you something about her strike rate, which finished at 95.61, and the way she was working things around. Her 106-run partnership with Alana King is the highest for the 9th wicket or lower in women's ODIs. She ended up running 44 singles, so lots of hard work, 11 fours that she scored in her innings, 9 twos, and she also ran a 3. What Beth Mooney did really well was work around the crease. She was able to use her feet much better than other batters, and she was also able to play the ball really late. Everybody thought that she would have a fantastic World Cup. She's having a great 2025. She already averages over 60, and this was a knock for the ages. So, all about spin for Pakistan, but Australia, well, they barely needed any. It was all about seam and swing from Kim Garth and Megan Shute that left Pakistan 31 for 5 in the power play, and really there was no coming back from there. Garth was particularly impressive, beating the inside and the outside edge and getting a couple of caught in the slips. And Shute, well, she was left out of Australia's first match, but bowled an excellent length, just back of a length, getting the ball to nip around a little bit, and Pakistan really had no answers. It's difficult to say what the issue is. We know they've played around with their top order. They've now brought in a new batter at number 4 in Ayman Fatima, leaving out Alia Riaz. Nothing really seems to be working for them, so they'll have a lot to think about. They stay in Colombo, where they will play the rest of their group stage matches, and Australia move on to the big one against India.